Good evening. This is ENCA Moneyline, your money guide. My name is Sikim Kabateli. Coming up on the show tonight. To hike or not to hike? What will the Reserve Bank do? Smartphones by Motorola will be returning to South Africa. And have you saved enough for your retirement? But first, your top stories. Reserve Bank Governor Lesetja Kganyago and his team are expected to keep interest rates unchanged. Although oil prices and inflation rates have dropped, the market predicts that the Monetary Policy Committee will not budge from current rates. At the last MPC meeting, the Reserve Bank kept the rate at which it lends to commercial banks at 5.75%. This was largely because of the lower path of headline inflation and the continued weak state of the economy. Since then, oil prices have dropped, decreasing the price of oil, with inflation remaining in the central bank's target band. Economist Mike Schussler says these developments probably won't prompt the SARB to change the current rates.
I don't expect any change in the interest rates whatsoever. I think we're very cautious on the way up, and we're going to be cautious on the way down. I do expect rates to decrease at some time in the first half of the year. But I think with the new governor there, he's got to be cautious to start off with, at least.
Apple has recorded the largest profit in corporate history. Its quarterly results have shown a 70% rise in China sales. 74.5 million big screen iPhones were sold during the first quarter ended December 27th. Analysts had expected fewer than 70 million. Revenue rose to $74 billion from $57 billion a year earlier. Apple Chief Executive Officer Tim Cook says the company will release its next product, the Apple Watch, in April. The company's shares rose about 5% to $114 in after-hours trade. Apple's success in the Chinese market can be attributed to a number of issues. That includes its partnership with China Mobile and the appeal of the larger screen size of the iPhone 6. Motorola smartphones will be back in South Africa this year. The cell phone manufacturer last launched a product in this country in 2012. That was the release of the Razr Max. Google bought Motorola for $12.5 billion in 2011, but the search giant then sold the handset maker to Lenovo in 2014. Amid the takeovers, staff numbers at Motorola fell from 35,000 to 3,500. Lenovo is looking to sell Motorola smartphones in more mature markets such as South Africa, which has over 50 million mobile connections. The company believes the brand Motorola still resonates with the local market. Now, insurance is often viewed as a grudge purchase, and when it comes to claiming, many people find themselves underinsured, which means you only paid out a percentage of your claim. Moneyline finds out from a risk assessment expert how best to avoid this.
An expensive dining room table, top-end art, or even your pricey kitchenware. These are just some of the household items we often forget to specify on our insurance, and this could land us in hot water come claim day.
Hi, Jody. I'm Eddie O'Sullivan.
That's why we've invited Eddie O'Sullivan from Quantum Risk Assessment to evaluate this house.
Go inside, have a seat, and I'll explain to you the procedure. Thank you very much. You've got your electronics, which we will record by make and model number. These will be your hi-fi, TV, camera, fridge, microwave. We record that, price it off our database at the office. We get the prices from the manufacturer or the supplier. The rest of the home, furniture, curtaining, clothing, art, antiques, Persian carpets, etc. We look at style and quality to differentiate between the values, and that's based on the kind of wood, the kind of material, etc. Right, let's have a look in here.
O'Sullivan says people often end up underinsured, which can become a major problem.
We've got a dining room suite, a table and 8 chairs. So this is African mahogany and 8 chairs. The chairs will be roughly 2,500 a chair, so that's times 8 is 20. And the table will be approximately, if I look at the legs, etc., we're looking at about 15 to 18. So we're talking about 35 to 38,000 to replace this set.
Carpets are another household item that usually goes underinsured. Eddie, I'm not sure whether this carpet is at all valuable though. Do you think we should have a look at it?
Yes, let's have a closer look. Okay, it's a rewashed Persian. These are these old carpets that are put together. And here's some information, and you see it's a vintage Persian, and it's 3 square meters, but its price is 9.5. So it's 3,000 Rand a square meter. We certainly will note this separately. Well, Jody, one of the reasons why we do this is that we find that clients don't see the value in their own items. And here we've got a set of Le Creuset pots and pans, and I'm sure you know that the large one over there is about 2.5 and the small one's about 1.5. So there's quite a few here, and we're going to put this in at about 8,000 or 9,000 Rand for your pots and pans. Okay? So here we've got the oil on canvas, but as you can see,
artworks, which you may not even realize are expensive, need to be specified, or else you won't get paid out a true value. The paintings are also something that would be written up, I guess.
Yes, absolutely. In this case, you can see that this is a mass-produced painting. So we would count that under the general at an average of 1.5 to 2,000 Rand. However, here we've got a beautiful painting, oil on canvas by Mpo B of Nelson Mandela, but you're going to be talking about 16 to 18,000 Rand to replace that painting. So I'm going to write that one up separate.
So the advice from the risk assessors is to make sure your household contents are accurately valued so that you insure your home for the correct amount and don't lose any money when it comes to claiming. Jody Jacobs, Johannesburg.
And after the break, we look at a study on how much South Africans are saving for retirement. You're watching ENCA Moneyline, your money guide. Stay with us.